and welcome back to the Anderson Show. I'm Charlene and I have a lovely guest with me called Yvonne, and Yvonne's going to be sharing with us her story, her history, her journey. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Miss Yvonne.
Hi. So I'm what I call an old timer. A lifelong learner.
That looks fabulous, by the way. Amazing. Gorgeous.
And I've just been speaking to Charlene and been thinking about what it is I'd love to share with you, just to show you that it can be done. Put your mind to it and you can come through it.
Amen.
Amen.
Definitely.
Okay, so as a youngster, always sung from so high with a little hairbrush in the mouth, at the mouth, rather, should I say. Toddler, came through all the time I've been singing. And I've also authored a book, and I talk about the fact that I felt that I had no voice. But on writing the book...
Can I just pause you?
Mm-hmm.
So, an author, she just said that, and she kind of just went on, so we're going to take it back a little bit. So the book first, Miss Author as well.
Okay.
What's the title of the book?
The book is called Empowering Our Voices Through Life Experiences.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I take you through the journey of how I was without what I thought was without the voice. But upon the completion of the book and reflection, I recognized that the way I spoke was through singing.
Wow.
Yes. So it was very interesting, my lifetime. I came to
the way I spoke was through singing. That's quite deep. The way I spoke.
Right.
Because we all speak, right?
Yeah.
And we all are quite colourful, or we can be black and white or dull, and we pick up things on how people speak. So the way you spoke was through singing.
Yes.
Could you just give us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so even though I felt I wasn't seen, I was seen but not heard, because some of us have that upbringing where parents get together with adults and you just get out of the way, you say something and it don't mean nothing because it ain't got nothing to do with what their plan is.
Like no substance.
So the actual speech that I produced didn't mean anything. But upon reflection, what I'm recognizing is that when people were hearing me was when I was performing. And I've found along the way that I could stand up in a really noisy, rowdy room and I start to sing and it becomes silent. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so now I see that people were hearing me. So that's why I share that. And I think that faith, for me, faith and tenacity were my keys to empowering my voice. And what a journey it's been. I decided very young that I wanted to live abroad in America, and it came to fruition when I was late 30s. And from then, throughout my life, it's all been about miracles, and things happening that people are always telling me it cannot. Yes, I've come to notice that a lot of the time when I'm singing, I could be in a room full of noisy, rowdy people, especially when I go do karaoke.
Everyone loves a good karaoke.
And I would open my mouth and to sing, and it would just come. You could hear a pin drop.
Wow.
And
amazing.
At first, when I was noticing it, I was thinking nothing of it because I felt like by the end of the song they was back to their rowdiness anyway. But I now come to realise that actually this is where I was being heard. I was saying that I was seen but not heard, but actually I was being heard. So I started, I had this dream that I wanted to follow to go to America. And the reason being is that when I was younger, the only black person on TV was Trevor McDonald, right?
And he still is on TV, isn't he? Old veteran. Good old Trevor.
And then if I did see any other black people, it was always Americans in a film.
Absolutely.
So I thought, you know what, that's the place I've got to go.
Yeah.
And the miracles that fell into place were just so, for me, on looking back, reflecting, they've just been so awesome because every year for about 5 years, I would write my goals at the beginning of the year. And it always include, I'm going to America to live. Nice. And then as I approached it, I got to that place where 3 people or 3 instances come up that says, you're going to study in America.
Wow.
I was like, okay. So the first time, a student's uncle came to England and she asked, do I want to join them to go out? Yes, I said. I had the conversation with him.
Nice.
He said, if you want to go to America to study, you must go and study at Spelman. Okay. Didn't think much of it. Then my sons, they used to play out with this little boy, and his dad came looking for his son at my house, and I heard the American accent, and I was sharing to him that I want to go and live there.
Little divine interventions, just little things along that.
Yes, little pebbles.
2 boys.
Yes, I had 2 boys.
2 boys then.
And I said, no, they're not here. But, I started sharing that I want to go to America. And he said, if you want to go to America to study, you need to go to Spelman. So I took a look. So I took at the website. I took a look on the website and I put to myself, But you know what? Which is really negative. It was all black. It was all female. And my grandmother said it's better that you had 1 female friend and 100 males than vice versa.
Oh, wow. And what was why did she say that?
Because she said that women bring nothing but trouble.
Oh, okay. Some sort of old school wise words, maybe from experience. But not always necessarily true.
Right.
Sometimes it's just the people that you meet along the way, I guess.
Yes.
But we love our oldies and wise words.
But we've just got to work out if they work for you today.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Is it valid today? Yeah.
Dr. Phil would say, so how's that working for you?
Well, today not really well.
Not really well. And then the black side of it, living in America, in the UK, I'm always hearing that anything all black is not a good thing.
Okay.
So I looked at the all black and the all female. I thought, maybe not for me. And then I joined a website that you put your information into, and they tell you what schools are good for what you like.
Okay.
And I got a message from them saying that here is a message from Spelman College saying that they'd love to have you at their school.
Wow.
And I was like, 3 times, come on, Yvonne.
That is definitely God. That's God talking to you.
So I made my move, and then it came to the stage where it was about the money, and my sons were like, oh, Mum, we need to know. We want to know if we're going or not. And don't ask me where the date came from, but just random. I said to them, if the money doesn't show itself, just say it was Wednesday, the 22nd of July. It was June actually. If it doesn't show itself by that day on June, we're not going. At least I'll postpone it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wednesday, the 21st of June, a letter came through my front door, and it was an application for a loan.
Wow.
And I paced in my kitchen like an idiot. You ask God for something and then you just don't want to admit that he's answering it, right?
I was going to say,
it was the day of. It was crazy. In fact, my boys went to school saying, don't forget, Mum, when we come home.
Yeah.
So you can imagine when they came home. Anyway, went upstairs to my bedroom, made the application, and there were 3 amounts, as I'm imagining that, that's how they sold. And there was something inside me that just said, apply for the big one.
Yeah.
So I applied for the big one, and the lady said, would you hold on this day because I'm going to check if we'll approve you. Lady came back in like half a minute. She said, you're approved.
What?
30
seconds.
Oh gosh. My head nearly hit the ceiling. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, yeah, it's time to change gear.
That's amazing. 30 seconds.
Well, that whatever the time is it takes.
No, I could just imagine. Like you said, it was so quick that it wasn't even a minute. So if that's not God's glory, God's time. Blessing.
Every time, yeah.
And just to stop you for a second, I just want to encourage everyone just listening so far that if you think that, I want to study, I want to, I don't know, a new job, or you want to do something, a new hobby, and you think, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, or there's always an excuse, isn't there?
Yes. Absolutely.
Listen, what Yvonne's saying, you can do it.
Yeah.
Don't let, negative or disbelief stop you. The only person that's going to stop you is yourself. So come on.
Yes.
And when God is pushing you, trust me, like that.
The door's just open.
There's always, yeah. Wow, thank you.
Yes. So I made the application. So I called the international advisor.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, can you put the paperwork that I need into play? And by the time she issued my I-20, which is a document that makes us legal in their country.
Okay.
By the time she had finished that process, there was 6 weeks left for me to be in the US. Wow. And I had all kinds of people telling me about how it can't happen. I even had someone say to me, oh, my friend works in the visa office. There's no way that you... I made my appointment on the Thursday, went for my appointment, and that was an unnecessarily stressful time because you can imagine everyone's telling you, they're going to do this, they're going to ask you that. That appointment just sailed. The lady was literally, what do you think?
Yeah.
Why are you applying? And I said, I've been to many interviews here at universities and colleges and they won't accept me because of my age. And she's like, we don't care. We'll have you. Wow. And she just stands
and I'm glad you're sharing this as well because people don't realise God is not a God of confusion. However, when God wants to build your faith, he can allow things to just come on your path, just sometimes just a little bit.
Right.
Just so to test your faith.
Right.
Because Yvonne could have heard these things and said, you know what, you guys are right, I'm not. And even though God has showed her time and time again, this is where I want you to go, this is what I want you to do, that still can knock your faith. Yeah. Someone's saying, really, your age, America, the visa, and you're going, you know what? And then after a while you just think, you know what, forget the plans, and then you go and do something completely different. Right. So this has built Yvonne's faith, but not only that, she was just determined, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, this is my goal.
And just to encourage you guys, come on.
Yes.
Come on. Right, so the lady's like, we need
stamp
you.
The visa, stamp the visa. And that visa was in our visas was in all 3 passports by the following Friday. In my hand, they was delivering it at my front door.
So 6 weeks ago, visa's ready, money's approved.
Yeah, right.
God's on your side.
It was
Come on, this is what I'm talking about. Amazing.
And to show you that, there's going to be dampeners in the way because when I decided that Spelman was going to be the college that I would go to, the previous year I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and got a feel of it. Me and my girlfriend and her kid came along with us, and we kind of spent a week with the same lady whose student whose uncle came to England. We stayed with him and his wife for 1 week, and then we went to Orlando, for the kids for the other week. But while I was in Atlanta, I wanted to get a feel of the college, of
just
Atlanta.
See how it is. The vibes, the energy.
Yes.
Going to be spending a long time there.
It was so warm and welcoming.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Total contradiction to what people are telling us, And so the family, the wife said, when you come, when you've got through to make the application or what have you, and you get in, we'll help you out until you get yourself settled. The week of, I would say a month up to flight date, I kept calling her, wouldn't answer her phone.
So just to backtrack, how did you make the application or how did you get the contact with this lady? So basically, you're coming to America. Obviously, you don't know anyone there or nowhere to stay. So you're going to need somewhere for you and your 2 sons. Right. So while you was out there, you made the contact with this lady and her husband?
No. Do you remember I said the first person that said to me, if you're coming to America, you've got to come to study in Spelman. Right. That was my student's uncle. Right. So the uncle is who's married to the woman that offered
you, right?
Yes.
So it was more of a connection from before, right? So this was someone you're kind of only because I know a little bit of the story before, but this is someone that obviously you're banking on that would obviously put you up, and it's all going to be plain sailing. Okay, great.
That's the last thing I was worried about. Right. So anyway, I kept calling, and I want to say either 1 or 2 nights before, it might even have been 1 night before, she actually answered the phone and said that me and my husband can't help you.
So the lady said, I'm going to put you up. And your two boys has now made a phone call to you.
Well, I was calling, and the day before she decided to pick up.
Oh, so you will call, and that's even worse. So you're calling someone to say, look, guys, everything's sorted. I'm coming on my way.
Yeah.
They don't answer. It's
Right.
okay, cool. People are busy.
Yeah.
She might be out shopping, whatever.
Right.
You call again. They don't answer. Okay, great.
Well, this went
No
on
problem.
for about a month. Yeah.
So 1 month, yeah? So
Yeah.
could you imagine, like, feeling anxious and starting to feel like doubt will kick in, all these things again?
Yeah.
So if you think about someone's journey to where they are now, all these obstacles will come your way, all these obstacles, but never give up, never give up. So, so you've called now. This is going into for a few weeks. Mm-hmm. She's nearly a month. She's answered now.
She's answered about a day before we fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And so the girlfriend that I went with, she said, I don't believe that uncle would do that to us. She said, call him, and I bet you he doesn't know.
So she's called you now. Hi.
No, I've been calling her.
So she's
decided to answer.
she's answered.
Yeah.
Hi. And you said, okay, hello.
Yeah.
And the conversation went, sorry, give them a bit of juice. The conversation, because I'm like,
I said, oh my gosh, I thought I was never going to get hold of you. Where have you been? Oh, I've been kind of busy. I was like, okay. But, both me and, your uncle can't help you because we're going to be working this weekend. So my first thing was, okay, let me sort out, I didn't want to dramatize or keep that going, because in my heart, I knew that there was more. There was more to come, and my attitude in life is that humans cannot stop what God has in store.
Amen.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I can't just listen to this and think it's over. God wouldn't bring me this far.
No, and then to leave you, definitely not abandon you.
So when we went, what I decided to do is the people that I was looking at property for, they were going to show me around. Yeah. I called the uncle and said to him, could you please drop me to the nearest hotel to that place?
Yeah.
I think it was called Remax or something, the property people. Could you? And I knew exactly where it was. Yeah. So I asked him, and he's like, why? And I was like, oh, because, your wife said that you can't help us anymore. And it's like, oh, don't talk rubbish. You are coming here.
And the thing is, if he's like, enough, for me, that would be like, why?
Right.
And I would have thought, well, because you said, you can't help. Obviously, they would have had a conversation beforehand.
Well, I thought it would have been obvious. Right. But evidently, by his response, there wasn't a conversation.
There was a liar.
So he said, don't be silly, come. And people's like,
God's
not only are you going on your own and you don't know anyone, you're travelling on Friday the 13th. I'm like, hang on, Friday the 13th, I've got half price, bro.
So you see, when people are superstitious and negative, God will turn it around for his children's favour. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, don't get it twisted.
A half price ticket
on Friday
because it's Friday. I love it.
No, because that one-way tickets, right? They're more expensive.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. It was, I think it was something ridiculous, like, I don't know, 1,200 for all three of us or something. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we made our journey. We made our journey. Friday the 13th, we landed. Saturday, we found a property that we liked, and I put in my paperwork.
Good.
Sunday, I went and found myself a minivan. Wow. Embarrassed to say, but hey,
as you do.
It got me from A to B, okay?
As you do.
No, because I looked at a car and I thought,
I just meant it. And you know what? The way you said it, it's not as easy sometimes when you're thinking, I need to look for a minivan. I need to find, and you just like landed. Got a place, come on.
Minivan on Monday.
I love it.
Minivan on Sunday.
Yeah.
On Monday, we got the phone call to say you've been approved for the property.
Got apartment, yeah.
Right. Because you must know by now there was no way I was looking to overstay where I was, right?
And to be honest, if I'm was in your situation, I would feel the same.
Right.
I would be there thinking, do you know what, God, this is for now, because we need somewhere I need to keep my 2 boys safe,
right,
and a roof.
Right.
But I'll be doing the same thing. So no, I'm proud that you did that. No, it's good, because I'd be thinking that's quite feisty of her, and she didn't want me to stay anyway, for her to have done that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people have said that she wasn't expecting me to get in. And this old rubbish about the complexion of your skin.
Yeah.
With Spellman's history, they used to do the brown paper bag test.
Oh.
Wow, right?
Wow.
Could you imagine? All black female, but if your skin wasn't light enough, your application went in the bin.
Really?
Yeah.
And so not to digress from your amazing story, but why and we still do it today. I don't know if we actually take out the brown paper bag, but we do this today, and within our own communities, really guys, sad. Come on, we need to stop doing this.
Wake up.
We are all beautiful, and we are all God's children, regardless of skin colour. We just need to kind of just oust that old school mentality, that slavery mentality. Yeah, because that's where it's come from, and it's learnt behaviour, and it's passed down through generations. So if you don't want your child to experience that, regardless of their skin complexion, it needs to stop with you, and it shall stop with them in Jesus' name. Right. So bless you.
Yeah. So I wasn't expected to get in because maybe one thought that I wasn't smart enough. But to show you how age can actually help you. The schools in the US, they sit these tests that you have to pass to get in. And when I went to Spelman, there was something like 15,000 applications, but they only had 5,000 places.
Oh wow!
Yeah, well in demand.
Like a third of the people will get in.
Right.
Oh my gosh!
And so there was me looking for a tutor here.
Yeah.
And then someone said, "No, you don't have to do that. You're a mature student." I was like, "Okay."
So as a mature student,
you don't have to sit none of those. You get in the back. Come on.
You see, ages.
Ageism. Trust me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went on the Monday, even though I made all these phone calls from when I was in England about vaccinations for the boys. They still needed more. So on Monday, I went and gave them vaccinations, and we went and viewed schools. And on Tuesday, my youngest son started school. On Wednesday, my oldest son started school, and I went shopping for furniture for our apartment. Thursday, the furniture got delivered, and Friday, I went to school. All three of us went to school. So I was out in that week.
Guys, listen, if you're not believing in God, I'm telling you, this is amazing. It sounds amazing. But I will take you back, because sometimes, when we can sit and laugh now, but you've got to remember, in the time of adversities and the times when you think things ain't working out, where is God? Psalms 23 says, even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil. The valley of shadow of death is not necessarily going to die within that, that time or the valley, but it could be whatever you're going through. Whatever you're going through. So at the time, you have to remember the pressures of thinking, this ain't going to work out. I'm not going to do this. I can't. Do you understand? But then you have to push through. You have to find that faith. And like I said earlier on, this is sometimes where God will test your faith. And where some think, I've got the job, this is brilliant. And you get a phone call and think, do you then go, see God, I knew I'm not to trust in you? Because sometimes we do that.
Oh no.
You can do that.
I've never been there, to be honest.
But sometimes we do. The amount of people I talked to said, no, God ain't working out for me, because, he promised me A, B and C, but that's your limited faith. Don't put God in a box. Don't put God in a box, guys. Wow. So Friday, all three of you were in school. So let's move a bit forward now. So you've obviously, what did you study there?
I went as a music performance major, but theory was kicking my butt.
Wow.
Yeah, theory kicked my butt. In my 4th year, my head of music said to me, you either do 2 more years of music, or you start a brand new degree. Oh, and guess what Yvonne did?
What did Yvonne do?
Think about who I am.
You just probably went over their heads as well, probably. Knowing you're like...
Well, I started the brand new degree.
course you did. Because you was there for how long in total?
5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yes. So in my 5th year was when I changed my degree. And graduated that year. I'll have you know.
No.
Oh, yeah.
This is not giving you some sort of like positive vibes, guys.
It was funny because, you know, when he was telling me, I could just feel that, you know, it was a case of, with him, it was, I don't even know how to say it without, but there was that element of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knows he thought there was no way I was going to start a new degree.
So who's this guy? He's
Head of music.
Head of music, okay.
Right. So he's like, you know, what they would call the president of that department.
Yeah.
And so all the ladies was like, Miss Yvonne, no.
Miss Yvonne.
Go over to the, what was it? The women's studies department. She'll get you through.
I like that. But Americans are quite like that. They're quite, you know, in your face.
Oh my
strong
gosh!
women.
So I thought, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
I went, and the other thought was, this ain't no Juilliard. I'm doing no 7 years of music.
That's a long time to study. Wow.
So I went to the music department, and she took all my high level music.
Like grades.
Yeah. Transferred them.
Brilliant.
And then I ended up doing it with a focus on music.
Brilliant.
So I think like my final paper was about, if I remember rightly, it was about, I mainly studied the I3s.
Okay.
Bob Marley's backing singers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't realise that Rastafarianism was so sexist. I learned so much about that, you know, what women have been going through.
Yeah, because it's more of a male and dominant, isn't it? Sort of like genre.
Oh, some of the things I came across, I was like, okay, not okay.
Wow. So that's another video for that.
But you know what? For me, the blessing was getting to the end of that degree.
Yeah.
Looking in my account.
Yeah.
Seeing that it cost $100,000 for those 5 years.
Yeah.
And knowing that I contributed the loan part of it, I contributed 11,500.
Wow.
And every semester they came to me and said, Miss Yvonne, we don't have no money. But there's this awesome lady called Rosa McQuay. She believed in me. She believes in me.
And I will just fast forward because I've obviously spoken to Yvonne before. And every time, you know, like a hurdle or something came up in terms of finances, you know, if you've gone to university, all these student financement loans is crazy. But again, God brought Yvonne through. And every time one person said, I'm so sorry, there's no money available. Yvonne said, really?
Oh, there was one. There was one where I said to someone, you know what? God never brought me here for no 3/4 of a degree.
Yeah, amen. And what did you do?
No, you know what I said to them. That's what I said to them. Yeah. And then give it a few weeks, maybe later. Miss Yvonne, we found a little money. I was like, okay then.
And how much was a little money at times? Go on, give us one figure. How much is a little money?
Well, you know what? People didn't know. Well, I don't know if they know now, but Avon, you know the makeup Avon. They used to give me 10 grand a year. Yeah, towards my fees. So
they sponsored you.
It's called scholarship.
It's like a scholarship.
Yeah.
Oh, so they put. Oh, that's amazing.
And you know what? So many people said to me, but Yvonne, they don't give scholarships to UK citizens. I was like, they do to this one.
Wow. So it's almost like the devil really didn't want you to succeed for a reason. And he's put people in your way specifically knowing certain things. Because sometimes people can just talk into your life and they know nothing and you think, oh, whatever. Yeah. But they specifically knew certain things because that will disencourage you even more.
Yes.
Thinking, well, this person knows whether they're in the job or whatever. They know. So to say, because that's a knowledge. Actually, we don't give UK citizens loans because you're not a part.
Oh no. So I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah.
What I mean is when I'm sharing my story, people are saying, but I didn't think that they gave UK citizens loans, scholarships while they're in
the country. Right.
Okay. And what made it crazier as well, this was never a loan. There was never any loans, it was all scholarship.
So your visa, it entitled you and to stay
as a student.
And did it entitle you to all the funds?
No.
So that's what I mean, because over here,
Right.
if you're an overseas student, you have to pay for everything.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So was I.
So that's what I'm saying. So people can even if they didn't have the 100% knowledge, they still said something that will still can discourage you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Yes.
So they were like, because you're from the UK and so you're not entitled to it.
Right.
But that didn't stop you, did it?
No.
Right.
No, I used to lock heads with Rosa every time something came up.
Yeah.
And because I always used to go in, and every time something came up, it's like, try this one. Or she would help me. She was a darling.
This is amazing.
Absolute darling.
So with all of that, where are we today? So this was you had the 2 boys, you were studying,
Mm-hmm.
you got through, you finished with, so what was your
I finished as a comparative women's studies major and a music minor. Wow. And I finished on the same year as my peers had I been staying in music. So it all just went.
So God just brought everything together.
Oh gosh, really.
And how long did you stay in the America before you got back to the UK?
Okay, that would have been 5 years, because not only had I just had the baby.
So you had another child?
I had yes. And ladies, please, when they're telling you about amniotic tests because of your age, allow it.
And what's amniotic test for anyone that doesn't know?
An amniotic test is when they pierce you to get something out of the baby, to test it, to see if there are going to be any abnormalities because of your age.
Yeah.
And I know this sounds extreme, but I said to the doctor, if my daughter comes out with a torso and a head, she's mine. So I don't need you to test for nothing. Because I've heard that too many kids have died. Because my mum was 40 plus and she had my brother and the same thing, and it can actually, as you said, leave the child damaged or scarred because of the test. So my mum didn't do it either. I refused. Well done. And he brought out all the paperwork with figures and statistics.
So all I'm getting from it is just all these little obstacles just keep on coming just to knock you off.
Yeah. No, but you know what you say to knock me off. No, but it's God to make me grow.
Absolutely. But in terms of, we've got to remember, because you have your faith, some people don't remember. Yeah. So I'm talking to those that maybe watch this and just, they don't have any faith or just may not believe or for whatever reason.
This is true.
And they're thinking, and they're probably going through something now, like every time they're trying to achieve something's coming to knock them up and they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So for us, we'll say, as you said, God will give us tests and we have to learn from them, but it's a test in our faith to grow. But some other people might be thinking, I don't think life likes me.
Right.
And they're struggling.
Me, I've gone through. I've definitely gone through that. So I came back. What it was is that I rang the international advisor and said to her, I think I was asking her something about employment.
Yeah. Okay.
She's like, Miss Yvonne, why are you still here? You need to be out of the country. If you was going to get work, you should have done that before you graduated.
Oh, no.
So I said, you know what? Because she said that if I stayed past my visa, they could automatically put a 10-year ban. And I knew I wanted to come back to US.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I'm not playing with that. So I was out of the country by November.
Yeah.
Came here with a 4-month-old baby girl.
Aww,
that's my baby girl. And she is. She's lovely. I do love my baby.
Yeah.
And I just took advantage of the support that I could get of staying around my baby while she grew up. Because I've learnt somewhere that there was the first 5 years is really important. So I thought, why am I going to struggle
for a child
in a country when I can come home?
Yeah. So up until the child's 7, everything they learn around them in their home is downloaded into there.
There you go.
And then after that it's like things they pick up from school and stuff, so you're absolutely right. It is vital.
So I came back and did that and then done it again. Wow. This time I went for an MA in Denton, Texas, and the biggest thing for me was when they wrote to me and said, come on, Miss Dakers, time is getting close. We need to know how you're going to finance this. And I literally wrote an email and I specified exactly how much is coming from where. Wow. Right? And by the time I got to Texas, I was 1,000 short. Okay. And not short as in owing. I had forgotten that I had another £1,000 due. $1,000 due. So all the money was sorted before I left.
Yeah.
The degree was probably about 80k, and I spent 3,000.
Wow. So it just keeps me but the fact that you're not giving up, the fact that you have your faith, the fact that you're determined, you can see the difference where someone that may have lack faith or unsure, things might not happen, and they say, well, nothing ever good happens for me. But it's not that. It's that we have to keep on going, regardless of what people say, society, regardless of what that letter says. Keep going, never stop, never just don't stop.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and to show you how bright I was, every semester that came, they would say, Miss Dagers, no, we don't have any, and I'd just wrap my foot in the finance office, and then they'll look at me. I was like, oh, nothing, and they'll say, no, hang on a minute. That's them on the computer. Well, Miss Dacres, I think we have a little. Oh, actually.
Or is this little money from somewhere?
And that happened for the whole 4 years.
Wow.
The whole 4 years. And again, no loans. And I didn't leave. I left the country not owing anything.
So how long? So we went to Texas. How long did you go there for?
It was about 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
I went August 2014 and came back 2018. Yeah.
So wow. What an amazing story. What an amazing journey to encourage anyone out there that is listening.
Yes.
And just to sum that up, what would you say to people?
First of all, take care of yourselves, especially females. It's vital. And keep the faith. Keep the faith.
100%.
I mean, they say, that, I don't know where it is in the Bible, but God says, know that I am God.
Amen.
Just know, because I mean, I can't think of anything else it could have been to have come this far. To have come this far, and I'm going to share with you as well that even though I feel like the faith was stronger the younger I was, and I've been in a journey since I've got back, and it's just been, I still have to keep taking the baby steps because I know I've finished the book like 2 years ago, and I'm still working on, and I just feel like the obstacles is what you're saying about being tested. Yeah, absolutely. No, she shouldn't really put this book out, but I'm determined. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Jesus said, it's those who endureth to the end.
Wow.
Endureth. So this is going to be hard. Remember, we're going to be tested. We're going to go for the fire. But remember, we're not going to be even burnt. We're not even going to smell, of the smoke.
Right.
But we will feel the pain.
Yes.
And the trauma.
Yes.
We will feel the journey of life, but it's not going to take us out as long as we don't let it. And for us, they always say that the most strongest students or servants of God goes through the most. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I say, really? Why? God, can I have a break? But do you know what? When you don't stop and you come out the other end, you do look back and think, wow, how much have I grown?
Yeah.
Thank you, God, that you didn't allow me to give up.
Yeah.
Thank you that my feet didn't, gash against the stone. Thank you, angels, for holding me up. And not only that, every time you've gone through something, it's for someone else.
Oh, yes.
You always will meet someone, or you'll be in church sharing a testimony and someone say, thank you for that. That's helped me. You've met someone and you'll be talking, oh my God, you're talking about me right now. This is what I'm going through. And you think, oh my God, look at that.
Right.
So never think, it's for nothing. God will never put you through anything for no reason. He's always got a purpose. And when he speaks out like Yvonne's story, it has to come to pass. It has to. Yeah. So this is why, as long as Yvonne didn't stop, God opened one door, opened another door, and he kept on opening them because Yvonne showed sort of like strength in her faith, and she just carried on walking through them. It's not as easy like that. It'd be good if it was. It was not. The door was open. Let's just walk through it. No, it's not as easy as that. However, as long as you don't stop, God will have that door waiting for you. So
just stop looking looking at the stops, the blockages, the obstacles. Stop looking at them as mistakes. They're lessons.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're lessons for us to grow. And I know that you're all going to pull through.
Absolutely.
I have every faith that that's going to happen.
Brilliant. I love that. So where we are right now, because we're gonna do some singing later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So where is Yvonne now?
Meaning?
Like your music.
Okay, so in all that I've been doing, I've come to the conclusion that enough on the studying. Now it's time to use the voice. I've got to admit that what Charlene spoke about earlier regarding the obstacles. Someone showed me that they had a number 2 hit for 6 weeks and she didn't get paid a penny. Wow. And then my voice coach, back in the day, he was a Shylight, an original Shylight, and he was showing us how the record companies, the major record companies, they will buy people, they will sign people, and if your act is too close to someone else, they'll put you on the shelf.
Wow.
And there's not a thing you can do.
Because you're in contract, right?
Right.
As well, so you can't go somewhere else.
No.
Wow.
And so with those things being told to me, I believe that is what made me step back from being what I could have been vocally. Yeah. So I just feel like I'm one of these people, I don't want to get to the end of the life and think, what if? The regret thing. Yes.
And not to disencourage you guys out there, and I don't know much about the music industry, but what I do know is that it can be very cutthroat. Yeah. And as Yvonne said, yes, God is good, but God also wants us to use wisdom.
Right.
And that knowledge of you signing a contract and say if it was 10 years and they think, we're going to shelf you, guess what? You cannot do anything. And even just watching sort of like films, there's all these Motown films and on the media and listening to music artists that's out there and that's struggling, it is a real thing.
Right.
And they will take you to the cleaners. So again, what Yvonne showed is wisdom, because sometimes God does want you to, walk by faith and not by sight, but then he also wants you to be still. And sometimes this could be the moment where God is, you might think, oh God, I've been doing nothing for so long, but God is pruning you. He's working on you in this moment. Psalms 46 verse 10 says, be still, know that I'm God. And he's working on you. Doesn't mean you're not going through stresses, or some people get depression, or some people think, what's going on, God? Some people, you crying, whatever. But he's working on you. Trust me, he really is. Wow. And the music industry can be... I do listen to artists that have now gone their own way. They've left that.
Right.
And by struggling sometimes and going through little gigs and stuff, they've made a name for themselves now.
Right.
And they're God-fearing. And they've come away from that. So just say no, I well done, because sometimes you want it so bad. You hear these, they signed their soul away because they wanted it to so badly. Do you understand?
Right.
So I'm glad you've said that, because some people could be watching thinking, well, it doesn't matter whether it's a music contract, or actor's contract, or whatever. Don't be so quick just to do this.
To sign. Yeah.
Please don't, because you heard this lady's story and the passion she had from day one. If someone gave you a contract, you'd be like, yeah, brilliant. Let me just, but actually,
maybe not.
Yeah, because you can kind of undo all that hard work.
Yeah.
And if you're not shelved, they can say, no, great, you're fantastic. We have no one like you. But do you mind putting on a tight skirt? Do you mind wearing those G-strings?
Yeah.
Do you mind saying these words in your lyrics? You're like, well, that ain't godly. Yeah, but this is your contract. You're signed. We own you right now, right? Okay? So do what I tell you to do. So it's amazing sometimes to walk away, because you just never know where you might end up, and it might not be where God wanted you.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah, brilliant. No, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Because that's guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's guts and that's courage. You've gone through all of that and you think, actually, where am I going with this? And it takes wisdom and strength just to sit back and say, actually, let me just take some time out. No, well done. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is brilliant. So right now we're gonna take a moment and do some singing.
Yeah.
And come back and conclude.
Right. Yeah.
So keep it on the Anderson Show and watch this space. We're coming right back. Thank you. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Anderson Show, and we are at the Box Park in East Croydon with the beloved Yvonne doing her singing in public. You ready? Oh, you got a bit louder. Come closer.
unite the hearts of our servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow God's commandments and abide in thy life. And cheer their hearts, and cheer their hearts, make them happy, Lord, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Look at me, I'm as frightened as a kitten up a tree, and it feels like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand, I get misty holding your hand and walk my way, and the thousand violins begin to play. Or is it just the sound of your hello? I can't understand, I get misty and too much in love.
Right, so how are you feeling?
I guess after the first one. I can't believe that you just made me do that. But it feels great.
What, that we're standing in front of like people when he's cried and singing our heart out. You sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
It's great, it boosts their confidence and gets back out singing again.
Yes.
And I think you did an amazing, and you look stunning, by the way. Look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Okay.
You've been amazing.
Thank you.
And we're going to go in the warm
Yes.
and wrap this up. So guys, stay tuned. Thank you. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Anderson Show. You would have just witnessed Yvonne singing amazingly at East Croydon Station. And I just want to ask Yvonne, how did you feel?
Well, as I was approaching, Shalene was speaking like, I know nothing. Let's just go, like we was going shopping. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm nervous. But you know what? I'm so glad I done it. I felt great after I done it. After the first song, I felt, she said, should we do a second? I was like, no, I want to go home.
We're here now.
And we took a second cut, and yeah, I felt good. So
Good.
I'm going to be the brave one, and I'm going to upload and see what I get.
Yeah, absolutely.
What can go terribly wrong from that?
And I think this is a start of something beautiful.
Yes.
So I think sometimes you just need to get started. You know, there's so many excuses we can give the world, right?
Tell me about them.
Yeah, we can. I've got a book of them. I write my own excuses for myself. Then I write the excuses for the excuses. Don't get it twisted. But with that, sometimes God put down the excuses, put down the pen, put down the books, put down the phone, put down the friends, put down the this, the that, and do what I've told you to do.
Right.
And once He's called you, and God, I love it. So when God speaks out, it doesn't come back to Him void. And God ain't got no time. You know, we're here getting older, just a little bit, we still look good, but we're getting a little bit older as time goes on. And God's not going to age, God does not going to run out of time. So He will sit back and go, you know what, when you're ready, you're going to pick up what I told you to pick up. Because remember, His word is not going to go back to Him void. So remember, when He spoke in Genesis, all the beautiful world, everything together, the moon, the stars, and He separated the sea and the skies. He spoke that and it came into existence. It came into fruition. So when He speaks into your life, That is what is going to happen. The problem is we delay things.
Tell me about it.
And sometimes life just happens. We have unforeseen circumstances and we get that. And God will allow for those times. He will adjust for those times because he sees everything before it's happened. He's the author. But what we have to do is stop making excuses. And sometimes just, even if it's today, you think, I really want to, I don't know, get college course like Yvonne did. Pick up the phone, write that email. I want to sing. I said, you know what, let's just go out and sing on the road. Really? Yes, really. And guess what? We did it. And we survived. Look. She's still alive. We're here. God, your skin's good, isn't it? Got good skin as well. Sorry. Amazing woman. We're still here. So, but the only thing is, where's this going to go next? So this is just the beginning.
Yes, this is the beginning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those recordings, and as suggested by yourself, I'm not going to edit nothing. I'm just going to upload, and maybe at some future stage we'll do something else, and you can see where I've landed from there.
So we can do that, and we can maybe go somewhere else, somewhere maybe a bit more busier, get a bit more, public feedback. And we can just do maybe a couple of songs, get some music maybe.
Yes.
And you know what? The perfect time is coming up to Christmas. So it's a perfect time because it's going to be busy on the road.
Oh, God.
Yay. Sorry. It's like,
she just goes into dry.
I know. I'm
not pausing, just dry.
Yeah. Bit like a child in a choo-choo. On a choo-choo train. But this is good because it's good for your self-esteem. It builds your confidence. Absolutely. And it's good for, like, when you're doing those vision boards, like where, I'm starting at A, I want to get to Z, for example. There's going to be B, C, D, E, F, G. And you do little things, just along the way to get you to your goal.
Yes.
And for me, these are the little things, that little branches, on a tree to get you to that leaf, to get you to that, that big goal.
Yeah.
And it's just a start.
Yep.
And you just need to start.
I've started. So you start.
Yeah. I've started. Yvonne started. Now it's your time to start. Oh, that's brilliant. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
You are so welcome.
I want to thank you for being brave and coming out onto the streets and just singing.
It's done.
It's done. When was the first time or the last time, or when have you done that before? Just gone out and just...
Not on the street.
Right.
Ever.
So this is the first time on the Anderson show. We got this. So when you see Yvonne famous, and on TV and on the radio, remember, she done your hair first. This is amazing. I love it. And I just want to thank you again.
Right.
And I just
thank
want
you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. It's been really good. Yeah. I push gently.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the hard push,
Bulldozer.
Yeah. But we will be back again, guys. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. And guys, if you haven't learned anything, even if it's one thing, I just hope you take something away. Something. And if you haven't learned anything, email me. I'm not doing my job. Yeah, text me. I'm like, come on. We need to get you guys up and raring and
ready to go.
Yeah, ready for life. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Bye.
Peace.